Hey, we're back in Minneapolis for episode 3. What did I say? What did you see? What did you hear? And what message will you remember? Just a few blocks down from Renee Good's Memorial in South Minneapolis is a similar tribute to the late George Floyd, and a somber reminder that this is not this town's first rodeo, not its first pointless tragedy, nor its first role at ground zero of a global outrage that sent hundreds of thousands of protesters to the streets of Minnesota and millions more across the cities and tiny hamlets the world over.
Say it once and say it twice. We will not put up with that.
Weekend rallies.
For the tens of thousands of protesters who've taken to the streets of the Twin Cities this time, the outrage is really not about immigration enforcement per se. The outrage is aimed at the unbridled ruthlessness, cruelty, and unconstitutional lawlessness with which it has been carried out. An uninvited invading force of thousands of faceless agents descending on their hometown to whisk away their non-white friends, neighbors, classmates, toddlers, co-workers, and caregivers, and of course the fatal shooting of 2 cherished American-born citizens in their own neighborhoods. Going to school in the 1960s, shortly after World War II, we were exposed to a steady stream of Nazi Gestapo and concentration camp footage. Images that would stick with me today, as does the underlying message, that the people were afraid to speak up, to push back against Hitler, and that complacency led to the death of more than 30 million people in the worst human tragedy in the history of mankind. Minneapolis was not going to let that happen here. So let's go back to those first questions. What did I say? What did you hear? What did you see? What underlying message will you remember? It will hit different people in different ways, but if it's anything like my experience with those black and white Nazi war films, it will be the images, not my words, that stick in your mind and shape your memory. And that's all right. It's exactly why I used illustrations in my book, an impression that lingers long after the words fade away, just like the unspoken underlying message of this video.